Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Weaver.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Forward to a matchup here, a best of 3 coming at you. One of 2 set to come at you. I'm only going to be casting the first one, but we got a good one here. Team Spirit going up against Sanguine Sharks here in this best of 3. Of course, this is the ProDotA Cup European region number, I want to say 16. Obviously, ProDotA Cup, again, been around for a while. It's a great event for a lot of these Tier 2 to even some Tier 1 teams. I mean, again, you got a team like Team Spirit in it, who was one of the top CIS teams at the most recent Kiev major qualifiers, of course. Not making it in the end, but definitely a team to reckon with. Obviously, some phenomenal players on this roster. They're going up against Sanguine Sharks on the other side, which is a team made up of, obviously, solid players themselves. They've also been around for a while. They are using a couple of stand-ins, to say the least, so if I had to put some money on this game, I would definitely be putting it on the side of Team Spirit over here. But looking forward to seeing what happens here in this best of 3 series. And boy, oh boy, do we got a great way to kick it off. Obviously, for those that are tuning in, you notice right off the bat here, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Monkey King in this game. That is right. Of course, in case there may be some confusion for some people, like, wait a second, how do they pick Monkey King? Well, Monkey King was officially added to Captain's Mode as of late last night. So, for those European crowd viewers that are tuning in to CIS region or whatnot, you know, you're jumping onto the stream, you're like, all right, let's watch some CIS Dota 2 here. Yeah, late last night, over the night, early morning for you guys even, Monkey King officially added to Captain's Mode. Obviously, a lot of other things also happened in the patch. Nothing over the top significance in my opinion, but there were some tweaks here and there, some balance changes both in heroes as well as some item updates, and we'll keep an eye on that throughout the series right here. But Monkey King is definitely the big factor here. So looking forward to seeing how Team Spirit runs with it. Obviously being newer now, we saw a little bit in the what's that Moonduck event? Why do I always forget? Elimination mode. Of course, in their event over there, it was in elimination mode, being a quirky event that it was. And we got to see it a couple of times over there. But, you know, it actually had some significance. It actually did decent in a couple of the matches that it was played, from what I remember. But now that they've not only who plays it, where it's played, but how it ultimately does right here. But they got the Monkey King to go with the Ursa to kick things off here, so it's safe to say physical damage is definitely not going to be lacking. on the side of Team Spirit over here. So also I'm gonna make a point right off the bat. Bear with me, as I have not casted a Monkey King game before. I think that's understandable, being that he literally came out overnight in a captain's mode. I'm not very familiar with the names. I actually have only played it once myself, and it really wasn't for a long game. He's just not my kind of hero, to be frank, but I'm looking forward to, again, seeing it here. You got the Boundless Strike. Of course, that's his big stun ability slash big damage dealer once he adds up those charges there. And for it again, the Primal Spring, that's where he jumps off. What's his ult? This is his ultimate, right? No, this is not his ultimate. Is his ultimate not on here? I think his ultimate's actually on here. It's there's too many abilities, man. All right, anyways, we got more of the draft to talk about, so let's go ahead and start looking at that here. I'm just so caught up with this Monkey King pick right now. We got Vengeful Spirit and a Weaver on the other side, so obviously both teams really significant on the physical damage side of things. Vengeful, both of those heroes actually, to be frank, could obviously be ran as either a core or a support. Both of them usually are ran more as the core, but with them being first two picked, you gotta think one of them is gonna end up as the support possibly, so curious to see how that works. Again, you're going up against a Monkey King. It's nice to have tools to help scout him out. Things like the Wave of Terror. I want to say Swarm would also scout him out, if I'm not mistaken. You got the Shikuchi to kind of move through the trees and also escape if he gets jumped right there. So I guess I can kind of see what they're thinking right here with the draft so far, going up against what was that first pick. Monkey King got Vengeful Swap. Could also be a powerful tool this game, no doubt. They got Ogre Magi as their third pick. You have Disruptor being third picked on the other side for Team Spirit. Disruptor actually potentially could be a good hero against a Monkey King. I wonder if that's maybe also a takeaway pick possibly, but I mean, being where it was picked up, probably not. Just simply if they like to bring back the Weaver perhaps as the Shikuchi's away. Also, you know, swap targets from the Vengeful Spirit. Definitely could be some solid potential there. And really, I mean, the skill set of Disruptor, I've always kind of felt is actually just overall really strong. You got his combo, of course, of the Kinetic Field, Static Storm. Now, Kinetic Field can be a little funky sometimes with the how long it takes to actually activate, and usually allows for maybe enemies to get out of it, but ultimately a very powerful combination. And I think it's good that Team Spirit has it right here. You look at the bans real quickly that we're taking a little bit of time for this fourth pick now. The first couple of bans, you had Magnus and then Slaughter, of course, but Magnus being taken up by Spirit. Magnus has been getting a lot more attention, I feel like, and especially in the Kiev major qualifiers. At least I was actually covering a bit of the European region, so I'm not exactly sure on the CIS, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was also pretty popular over there. He definitely was in the EU region, and from what I can tell, amongst most, if not all regions in general. So I'm not saying we should expect him to be top-tier banned by any means, but I'm not surprised necessarily. Another pick that actually was seeing a lot of attention at the Kiev major qualifiers was Enigma, and he is going to be picked up by Sanguine Sharks right here. Enigma's great for a couple of reasons. One is push presence is obviously strong. We've usually seen the laning Enigma, but honestly, against a Monkey King, you've got, of course, the Midnight Pulse that will destroy all the trees in the area, and Monkey King very reliant on bouncing around those trees there. So I think the pickup of Enigma, no doubt that's one of the major reasons why they very possibly went this hero. So from what we have been seeing, I would expect to see him in the off lane. We really haven't seen too many true jungle Enigmas, but curious to see if that's where it ends up or not. Silencer, a pretty quick response from Team Spirit. On the other side, of course, that global silence, the ultimate there. Very, very good counter, arguably the best counter against an Enigma. No matter where he's on the map, he just stands there, and as long as he doesn't get caught in the black hole himself, he just presses R, and all of a sudden the black hole is canceled. So, not going to be an easy game for Enigma when it comes to the black holes. But again, from the Enigma games that we saw in the Kiev major qualifiers, he wasn't actually seen as a big black hole presence. It was more along the lines of his pushing presence. His laning presence was definitely the intriguing part of the hero, not necessarily, and it really just the farm that he can bring,
Reserve time.
despite being in that off lane, is high potential. And we saw a lot of the Hand of Midas early on the heroes. More of the Enigma in this game, but the final ban's now to happen. Broodmother taken away by Sanguine Sharks. Interesting there. Again, I'm not very familiar with the CIS player especially, so for all I know, there's a player on Team Spirit's side that's known for playing a bit of Broodmother. That would be my guess. Whenever you see a ban like that, that's usually the reason. So, that being taken away, the final ban for the side of Team Spirit They got a little bit more time to think about this. What do you figure they will ban right here? I mean, if you're Sanguine Sharks, you probably still need a mid option. I'm guessing that's going to be a support Vengeful again with a Core Weaver short. So you're looking at your mid option, possibly to line up either against the Ursa or maybe the Silencer, if that's where they choose to run him. What ones are on the board? You still got things like Invoker. I don't know if they're a competent Invoker team, so you got that hero, of course. You got OD, obviously. Not as popular lately, but still a solid option, I think. When it comes to being a potential pick, you got the likes of TA for more physical damage, and actually she could really benefit off of the physical presence here, amplification of both the Vengeful and the Weaver, so TA actually one that's standing out more and more. They banned Sniper, are they going to OD? Is that why, or are they just like the Sniper ban? But they didn't want to have to deal with it themselves. Well, we're going to find out that answer. It's the reserve time down to 1 second right here, so they'll need to pick pretty quickly.
Earthshaker.
Side of Team Spirit, and okay, they end up going Earthshaker, so it is going to be possibly a mid-silencer with a Ursa short lane, and then Monkey King off lane with roaming Earthshaker and Disruptor would be my guess. Again, I frankly don't know where, like, I feel like Monkey King's usually been in the off lane, if anything, and the fact that it can jump around those trees allows him to leech experience pretty effectively, and so I think that's why we usually would see him in that off lane. Phantom Assassin. Okay, that's another hero that definitely benefits from the physical amplification here. Too surprised to see the final pick, Phantom Assassin. They don't have that Empower buff or anything like that, but they do got the Ogre Magi Bloodlust, obviously, so they still got a bit of a buff presence, and going to be relying on some big coup de grace procs coming out from him. So, all right, we are good to go here for our first game, Sanguine Sharks versus Team Spear now. Here in best of 3 once again. I am noticing I'm getting a little bit of lag, guys. I do apologize. For whatever reason, the Azubu servers aren't the...
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So I apologize there if there's any lag coming out. Anyways, yeah, so Monkey King, though, again, this is going to be fun. Who's going to be playing it now as we load into the game right here? That's the other intriguing thing. Yeah, I sent out the tweet about the alert. The Monkey King first picked. Again, this is, I don't know if this is technically the first official match that we've seen Monkey King on. I mean, this is the it's the ProDotA Cup. We're not talking about the most prestigious event in the world, but it's still a solid event nonetheless. It is an official tournament, so look at that right there. Loading screen now as we go into the game too. That's pretty awesome. I think that was one. As well as they also now have the strategy time, I believe, like you would in a pub game. So you can kind of buy your items beforehand, which is nice for the players. So we'd have a pause, of course, to kick things off right here. But why is it backwards? Let me figure out why that's the case. Reverse camera go. For some reason, it's not changing when I click that. I get the other way. Dang it! She can go in reverse. Like, that should do it. There's no reason why that shouldn't work. Ugh. Silly changes. Breaking the game. Anyways. Alright, well, we're in the pause right here. So, hopefully not much longer, but, right there, where do we go? So, who's playing? FNG. Going to be the one playing it for Team Spirit over here. He is usually a support player for the team. Wait, so this is a support Monkey King. Holy crap. Really? So they're running what, an offlane Earthshaker? Yeah. Okay, so they're going to be running an offlane Earthshaker, a support Monkey King. I mean, clearly he's been practicing this quite a bit. Support Monkey King coming out. And I see him kind of hopping around as you see they're trying to deal with that tree. Oh, they eat the tree. That stuns him, obviously, for a good duration here. Gonna be locked down. Think he's gonna die, but man, he's gonna take a good amount of damage. So they catch FNG eventually. Hopping through the tree. He's gonna have to kill off that bug. Yeah, wow, they got him pretty damn low in the end. And he survived, so he got down both a ward for vision as well as a blocking ward
30 seconds
inside the camp right here. So, I mean, mission accomplished. As man, that is a quick ping of that ward. It's almost as if Sanguine Shark's aware that what Monkey King was trying to do right there. So, they don't have any counter wards currently on the side of the Radiant here, but probably going to be going back to I mean, Vengeful's running all the way back to base, it looks like. His boots currently queued up. Okay, he's just going to pop the shrine and then run back in and start with a little bit of a block right here. As far as the rune control goes, it's pretty even on either side. So apparently there were some official tournament matches earlier on this morning, and we only saw it banned a couple times, not actually picked though. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is actually the first official Monkey King game or not, but if it is, awesome. We get to cast the first official Monkey King game, and on top of that, it's a support Monkey King, which I don't know if a lot of people would have expected that. I know I wouldn't have. I really thought offlane was going to be maybe the go-to. Now again, this is just the beginning of this hero and his presence in the competitive scene, so not to overlook it by any means, but. Yeah, they do have a lot of strengths on the other side as we're stressing in the draft, though. The Enigma pick especially is going to be an issue, figure. And I kind of wonder if the Enigma pick kind of caused that reaction from Sphere, whether or not they were planning to run the support Monkey King all along, but they're trying to set up here in the middle lane. Now, Monkey King, of course, he has that... no, he doesn't actually have his Boundless Strike. He just has the Primal Spring right here to kind of slow things down a little bit. Looks like a rotation coming over from Disruptor. There's a Primal Spring, but Phantom's like, oh, hey, that big animation on the ground. I might want to walk away from this. Seems pretty easy mode right there, so quite a bit of reaction time allowed there for Slash Strike in that Phantom Assassin, and he just kind of walks away from it. But you know, if there is an event to kind of try it out right away, obviously this would be it again. It is a double elimination as well, so worst case, you know, you lose game one right here, kind of having some fun with it. Being a best out of three, and again, double elimination. Absolutely, so. Monkey King, though, top lane. There we go. That Primal Spring will land, slowing down a little bit, but still not enough for the chase. Oh, the kinetic field lands. And now Galteezy is dead Teezy or something. That's a first blood for FNG on the Monkey King, actually.
I've killed lots of people. Well, you get the idea.
Oh, Monkey King's going on right there after that first blood. Like it. Anyways, 1-0 start now for Team Spirit. So, again, this is what you would definitely expect from him. Like, he is a very powerful roamer, so maybe support Monkey King, there is a potential. I mean, the fact that he's able to just bounce from tree to tree so easily, as well as, you know, set up those ganks with the Primal Spring, and then eventually, once you get that Boundless Strike, going to be a nice tool for damage output and some mini stuns as well. So, Phantom Assassin. Oh, he may fall here in the middle lane. Last word going off right there. He has a poor man shield, though. He does have a fairy fire. He's going to use it, and when he needs to pop the shrine, he gets it off in time. And now they're not going to be able to finish him off. They need to be careful about turn kills now. Iceberg, he's on the run. Silencer, not the greatest escape. He does have a town portal scroll. Beautiful block coming out from Earthshaker, and Silencer will make the escape in the end. So, excellent getaway right there. On the side of Silencer, Monkey King going to try to pick up some experience in the middle lane, while his Silencer recovers. Comes on back. 5 here on the waiver. 5 actually part of that 4 Protect 5 team that participated in the qualifiers, and I think they had a couple of wins if I'm not mistaken, including a big one over Alliance. I mean, that was quite the result to see. They defeated Alliance in the group stages, so kind of a nice confidence booster for them right there. Alliance finishing runner-up, of course, to Team Secret out of the European region, but he's a stand-in for now for the Sanguine Sharks here, trying to help them progress against the likes of Team Spirit. Middle lane, Silencer back to being harassed here. Ignite being put up. Monkey King making its way back over, leaping back over the trees. He does have that Boundless Strike now. There we go, Primal Spring in, but just going to be here to harass a little bit. With the Orb of Venom pickup as well, kind of allows him to be that right clicker, of course, for harassment. Oh, down here in the jungle, though. for Shaker. Gets the bounty rune. Coming to cost, though. He does have boots. He has a couple of charges on that magic stick as well. I would think DK Phobos should be fine here. The boots, the windlace, he's running pretty damn fast. 375 movement speed this early on in the game. He is just trucking along. So, yeah, they're not going to catch up to him. And Phantom Assassin will need to be careful in the middle lane. Be aware of that, noticing Earthshaker's running on by. This top lane, though, Ursa's been having some great farm as you'd expect. Essentially free farm here. He did go the poor man shield early on. Almost seems unnecessary, to be honest, as it's not like he's taking a crazy amount of harassment here from a solo Enigma. So I don't know if he was expecting more of an aggressive tri-lane of sorts or something, but... or an aggressive dual lane even, but yeah, he's not really having to have the mitigation presence too much here this game. For gold invested there. He's going to finish off his phase boots there, though. See what he looks to build up to next. But yeah, the latest patch, again, it's that came out last night. There were a lot of item changes, especially, that could be seeing some significance from, as Monkey King. This is kind of another power of a support Monkey King, too. He's able to be like a moving ward. He's going to be taken down, though, by the Midnight Pulse. And that's where the counter comes into play of Enigma. Down goes FNG. Great find right there. I don't know how exactly they saw him, to be honest. They must have saw him leaping from tree to tree there for a split second. And that gave the cue. But yeah, Enigma's got to be like the hardest counter almost in the game to Monkey King. I mean, that, I know Vacuum from Darkseer, of course, is also another valuable tool. Anything that's just great at just taking out trees very effectively. Going to be an excellent tool against the Monkey King, so. Just a support, but still. First kill now coming out for Sanguine Sharks, and we got Enigma. Will benefit as far as net worth goes from that kill right there. Move on up. Weaver's also been having a great time, speaking of that. Bottom lane, essentially free farm himself. He's actually going for first item Dragonlance. Right into it. Oh, maybe not. Now he's going to have the Ring of Basilius. And the Ring of Aquila even finished. So finish that first. Going the classic no boots Weaver build, though. We've been seeing this a lot more lately. Quite a bit again in the Kiev meter qualifiers. I keep referencing that for obvious reason. I mean, it just took place here. And we definitely, a lot of teams were no doubt looking at that event and kind of picking up. It was not the first big event post 7.0, but it's, you know, obviously these major qualifiers here. A lot of seriousness coming out. And teams really trying hard. So kind of learning quite a bit as far as metas and whatnot. But yeah, the no boots Weaver, it's definitely seeming like it's becoming more of the norm lately. Bottom lane Monkey King was there ready to go if needed, but Ace or Shaker gonna finish that Soul Ring, then possibly working into that Blink Dagger. Okay, so Ursa is gonna be going with the Helm of the Dominator, but again, speaking of some nerfs in some items, it did get nerfed yet again, where I think increased by 75 gold. And then on top of that, the stats you get from it is now +2 only, instead of +4. Remember when it first came out, it was actually +6 to all stats. Then they nerfed it to +4 to all stats a couple of months ago, and now it's down to +2 to all stats. That the item was perhaps a little too strong, and they decided to remove or change the item or nerf it ever so slightly, but doing so again, and I mean, it's still a strong item, even with the increase and now only being +2 stats. That's not the big reason you get it, to be fair. It's like those are nice benefits, right? The +2 to stats now. It's just a nice kind of extra benefit. The biggest reason is the control you get from the neutral creep, the aura that it brings as well, is no doubt. Those are the kind of the two key reasons of the attack speed, especially in the health regen. So until those are nerfed or changed in any way, I still think we should expect to see the item over time right here. Obviously, only time will tell. I mean, Helmet Dominator has died off a little bit, even with the most recent nerf. So maybe people do prioritize that +2 to all stats quite a bit. But, you know, there were buffs at other places that could also tempt other items, such as drums actually being buffed up yet again. Battle Fury getting another buff. Bottom lane Weaver, the global sign's coming out. Jikuchi cannot be used, and down goes Weaver. Finally, a kill happening. Meanwhile, top lane, another kill happening. A couple more, in fact, one for either side. And now Ursa He's trying to run away, but Enigma exchanging lives for the Disruptor, though. Enigma should be fine here. Seems like the dire side diving quite a bit. Ultimately working out in their favor, as Ursa, will be fine. Walks away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh yeah, those are kind of heroes that I definitely was forgetting. Timbersaw is no doubt one of the huge counters to Monkey King, as well as the Bat Rider that you pointed out there. But yeah, Timbersaw, I guess if you had to pick a counter, Timbersaw would probably be the absolute go-to hero. But yeah, against the likes of a Monkey King here. So 10 minutes of the game, the Ursa though, 4,100 gold saved up on, no, I should say net worth, he doesn't have 4,100 gold saved up. Jesus, that Ursa would be farmed. 4,100 net worth is dominating really net worth right now. 3,400 on Silencer next to line. As I say this, they're going to try to go for the gank, but it's only a level 3 Vengeful. This is a support Vengeful here, so no swap to be had. Last word's going to be applied, and actually Vengeful needs to be careful. Thunderstrike. I don't know what the plan was there. I really am at a loss as to what the plan was there. I mean, I guess... Oh, man, that's not good. A glimpse back on a Phantom Assassin. He goes, I didn't see Phantom Assassin coming in, so I guess they were trying to dive him maybe, but that kinetic field really zoned out the Phantom Assassin, then he even gets glimpsed back in. So Disruptor MVP right there. And whatever that was, that frankly seemed a little bit sloppy from the side of Sanguine Sharks, and you can't be throwing away kills against a solid team in Team Spirit right here. Now it's now a 5-2 lead in their favor, and again, the Ursa almost, actually did finish the Helm of the Dominator. Now that Blink Dagger is going to be next in line. So again, still choosing to go the Helm of the Dominator, despite yet some more nerfs to the item. He actually has a Siege Creep with him here. Use that farm a little bit more. Probably pick up something else, though, once that Helm of the Dominator is off cooldown. Silencer, though, again, second in the game in net worth, and he's almost got a 4-staff finish to go with the Power Tread, so very good start. Our good old Silencer right here has a Smoke Ink now coming out. Oh yeah, that's another change, that general change that happened. Getting from level 1 to 6 actually takes a little bit longer now for teams, so you may notice a little bit slower in this game. You know, you still have a level 4 Monkey King with that said, so maybe feeling the nerf a little bit here as far as the overall level progression. But Ursa, he's going to attempt to do good old Roshan, trying to have the Siege Creep tank it, but the Siege Creep doesn't want to tank it, so Ursa's going to actually run out of the pit now. I mean, they were kind of in the area. Yeah, it's going to be Scatter right there with a Wave of Terror, so they would have definitely seen it happening. And I'm not sure what the deal was there, but didn't get that Siege Creep to tank, and thus no Roshan happening. For the time being, at least. So meanwhile, oh, Weaver's going in, but the Static Storm going to catch him as well as the Global Silence. A little bit of overkill right there. Not necessarily staggering the abilities the greatest, but they get the easy kill on a Weaver as a result. Glimpse back on Phantom Assassin. He's caught too. Midnight Pulse is down onto Ursa, but that's Earthshaker, but he gets the Echo Slam off as they run right into it. That's a cleanup of 5-0 in favor of Team Spirit. Triple kill for the double damage Silencer to top it all off. Oh, that is not a hero you want to clump up on. I thought for a second it was actually Ursa that was caught in the midst of that, but no, it was Earthshaker. And boy, oh boy, did he get a big Echo Slam off as a result. 5-0 fight in favor of Team Spirit, and that lead is just going to excel so much now, because on top of that, they're also going to get the Roshan kill. As we see right here, nearly a 4,000 net worth. I don't even know if that's been updated yet. It definitely wasn't updated. Almost 7,500 net worth now. And now you got the Aegis on Ursa. And on top of that, you have Silencer, who's now got the 4-staff, another 1,300 gold saved up, so very effective game there. Can Monkey King escape? He glimpse back on a Phantom Assassin, finding some time. Nice fairy fire use. Also Magic Wand, and not going to be enough, though. Benji will still be picked off. I gotta say, I don't know if the Monkey King has necessarily been the biggest factor for Team Spirit's success this game, but it's been fun to watch, and also there is the factor that we haven't necessarily been able to see, is they're going to catch Disruptor at the top lane here. Malefist will help finish him off. Is that scare factor, right? Is that, you know, is Monkey King nearby in the trees? On top of that, he's giving the team constant vision in areas that they normally wouldn't have without said hero. So, time lapse? Was he silenced? I mean, he definitely had opportunity to time-lapse right there, I feel like.
Radiant's bottom
Maybe he
tower
just thought that he actually was going to live at the last second right there, but... I mean, he might have been silenced from the last word. I didn't necessarily notice, I guess, but I mean, I'm going to take it that he was, but... Yeah, it seems a little awkward right there. Anyways, they easily kill Weaver again. Weaver's had a very struggle of a game. 0-3 now. Has the Dragon Lance and the Ring of Aquila, but... Again, is still pretty fragile and no boots on top of that, so without Shikuchi, he is pretty damn slow. They will push the top tower in, though. How's Phantom Assassin doing? You know, he, too, is actually going to be going... Well, actually, he's going to Vlad's, so not going to go on the Helmet. He's going to Vlad's, which is a decent pickup on a Phantom Assassin, and, you know, there's some good physical presence on the other side. It's Weaver again, though. 5 is not having a good game at all. He is being locked down continuously. He can't get these time lapses off, and between the silences and the stuns, really just no hope for him here. As he's now 0-4 now. But I was going to say, Phantom Assassin, though, the Battle Fury getting buffed yet again. This is now back-to-back patches that they're really buffing up Battle Fury.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The cleave damage was actually increased yet again by 35 to 40% now of the damage. So... Not saying I would have expected to see it here on Phantom Assassin, but I don't know. Something tells me Battle Fury's trying to get a little more powerful than people are giving it credit for. So I know it's not the ideal item on every hero, and there's things like Maelstrom, which still arguably are going to be better in a lot of ways. But we'll see. We'll see if the Battle Fury. Clearly, the balance team at Valve is definitely trying to hint at the idea that Battle Fury is still a very strong item and should maybe start being picked up here, but. Bottom lane, this is going to be a tower push, though, in favor of Team Spirit. The Aegis still on Ursa, at least has it for another couple minutes, I believe. He has to have something else. Okay, yeah, there's the Blink Dagger. I was going to say, he definitely has to have something else. It's going to be reclaimed in a couple of minutes, so it's right on the spot there. Top lane port coming in, though. It's going to be Silencer setting. Echo Slam is ready to go from Earthshaker. And he also has his own Blink Dagger, so yeah, if you're Sharks, you definitely want to be falling back here. Not going to commit to the tower. Hurricane Pike finished on Silencer. As they all just TP away. Bottom lane, what's down here? Monkey King. Where the hell is Monkey King? Is he like hiding? Oh, he's a tree! Even I couldn't see him. Oh, that's awesome. I'm like, it's saying he's down here on the mini-map, but I don't know where he is. Oh, that was a very well-played illusion right there. It's just, okay, he's hiding right here now. They're gonna catch a Phantom Assassin. There's the Boundless Strike, and here comes the ultimate, the FPS drop, the Echo Slam on top of that. Both Phantom Assassin and Vengeful Spirit end up getting taken out. He's on the run, but it's not going to be easy. A couple of charges adding up here for Monkey King. In comes the Fissure, though, from Earthshaker, and that's a triple kill for 633. Playing the Ursa. 15-4 lead for Team Spirit. Again, the lead absolutely getting out of control now. In their favor, the glimpse back right there. As it will end up catching Eskil on the Ogre Magi. Got lost of where he actually went there.
Yes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Ursa just continue. I love how he has the Kobold Foreman. That move speed on our man can be strong. As I say that, he gets rid of it. It picks up an Ogre Frostmage to say, which is another very strong neutral creep, of course. You know, there's one neutral creep that was brought, I think, one of my co-casters recently, I think it was either Xerox or Tsunami, but there's actually a neutral creep that's really strong. It applies a mana aura on top of a heal that you can constantly spam. Forget the name of it. I'm trying to see if it's actually up right now. It doesn't look like it. But, damn, I mean, that was strong. Like, that was a pretty strong creep, actually, and I'm a little surprised we don't see stuff like that more out. But I think people are just so set on the ideas of, like, the usual creeps that they don't necessarily, whether they don't know about them or they're just too lazy to, you know, worry about something like that. But having that nice mana regen aura and the constant heal spam could definitely be beneficial for certain heroes. The Juggernaut that got it the one time. Look at this. Gee, I wonder what this is about. This is a not-so-sneaky tree. But he's sneaking on up. Dun-it. Dun-it. So he's gonna hop on up. This could be a kill. Relentless strike to initiate. He's going to leap on him, but nice phantom strike away. Although he's going to be glimpsed right back in. Kinetic Field going to zone out the teammates as well. Slash strike. He's dead strike here. He's going to go down. Ursa is wailing in the auto attacks. His Fury Swipes adding up. Eventually gets a kill. Silencer. Global Silence comes out now. In trouble is Silencer, but he's going to pop the Hurricane Pike. Get away. Five's in pursuit, though. He really wants this kill. There's a Blink Dagger use, though. And Silencer will actually survive. He actually ended up getting a Blink Dagger. That ends up coming into play big time right there. Enigma goes down meanwhile. And now they're going to catch Weaver to top it all off. The Static Storm not even used the whole fight. Ends up cleaning up yet again. Another complete 5-for-0 in favor of Spirit. Now I was going to say, I mean, they're not pushing the base, but honestly, they're just being outclassed here. Sanguine Sharks, it's an easy victory for Team Spirit. And they are going to call the GGs. Despite still having plenty of their base left, it's like, what's the point at that time? Clearly, it's just not going to work. So, Team Spirit coming through here in game number 1 with the support. As far